Hey everyone, and welcome to today's daily yoga flow. Today we'll be doing a full body routine to really work every muscle and bone in our bodies. In this routine, there will also be some additional variations just for those of you looking to get a little bit of a deeper stretch, as well as to see if you can improve your postures. So to begin, we'll start off in a child's pose, with our big toes touching, and knees as wide as the mat or a little bit closer, whichever feels most comfortable. We're just going to sink our chest and head all the way down, bring our forehead or our chin down to the mat, hands out in front of us. We're just going to hold here for a few breaths, just taking some nice deep breaths in and out as we settle in and prepare for our practice. Just clearing our minds, focusing on our breath. And you just want to remember, right now, it's all about you and looking after yourself. And shifting your weight to the left, you're going to bring our left hand over to the outside of the mat and placing our right hand on top of our left, doing a nice little stretch going on in the right. And shifting our weight over to the right side of the mat, right hand outside, left hand on top of right. You feel a nice little lengthening going on in the left side of our ribs. Come back to center. We're going to roll onto our hands, coming into a tabletop position. And from here, we're just going to take a deep inhale as we dip our belly down, arching our backs, and see if we can look up straight in front of us for a cow. Before exhaling, bringing our chin to our chest, rounding our backs out, and maybe seeing if we can look at our belly button for a cat. Inhale for the cow. As we exhale for our cat. You can go through 3 more rounds at your own pace. Making sure to match your movements with your breath. And on your last one, you can meet me back in a neutral spine. And place a weight onto our left leg and our left hand as we raise our right leg up, keeping it bent. We're just going to paint some nice big circles with our knee, giving ourselves a nice little gentle hip massage as we go in the one direction. And then swap on over to the other. And then when you're ready, you can place your right foot between your hands, keeping your back knee grounded. Maybe if you want, you can tuck your back toes. As we lift up, bring our chest up for a high, low crescent lunge, before opening our arms out to the side for a low crescent twist. Then cartwheeling our hands back down to frame our front foot. As we kick it back, coming back into our tabletop as we move on to the other side. Left knee coming up, and painting some nice big circles with our knee, really trying to exaggerate the movement as much as you can before changing over in the other direction. And then once more, placing your foot between your hands, lifting our chest and arms up for a low lunge, before twisting open to the right, left hand forward, right hand back. Then bring hands down to mat, knees together, and we're just going to gently sink our chest and our head all the way down, coming down onto our stomachs, for untucking our toes and pushing our chest up for cobra. Then as we exhale, tucking our toes, lifting our hips up, and then lifting our knees as we push back into our first downward facing dog. From here, you don't have to worry about keeping your legs straight. Maybe you can just walk them out one at a time, focusing on keeping your back nice and straight and your head nice and loose. You just pedal your dog out, maybe sway your hips from side to side, just really loosening up any stiffness and tightness you might be feeling in your body. You can meet me in stillness. We'll start with our right leg kicking up nice and high for an inhale, keeping our legs straight for a three-legged dog. And then as we exhale, placing our foot between our hands, keeping our back knee up as we raise our hands above our head, coming into a high crescent lunge. Engaging our core, making sure to keep our front knee over our ankle as we hold your full breath. And then twisting our bodies to the left, bringing our back heel down, opening our arms out, coming into a warrior two, making sure there's a nice straight line from your front fingers all the way to your back. Then flipping your front palm, throwing it over your head, and with your backhand you can either place it on your leg or wrap it behind your back as we reverse our warrior. Coming back into our warrior two, now I'm going to place our right elbow onto our right knee, and then with our left hand we're going to sweep it down to the mat, grazing it like we're grazing grass. And then lifting it up and over our head as we open our chest out to the side for an extended side angle. If you want to go for a little bit of a challenge, you can lift your right hand up, bring it in parallel to your left, as if you're holding a giant beach ball. Then slowly coming up straight, straightening your back leg. You're going to twist your right foot to point to the left side of the mat. Hands on your hips, straight back. And then as we exhale, we're going to hinge forward, bring our chest all the way down between our legs. As we come into a wide-legged forward fold. When you reach your maximum, you just release your hands and relax all the way down. Shift back to the top of the mat, bringing hands down, kicking your right foot, coming into a high plank. Then as we exhale, you can either bring your knees back down to the mat, or you can keep them straight as we chaturanga down. Inhale as you untuck our toes, pushing our chest up for a cobra. Or if you want, you can lift your thighs off the mat for an upward facing dog. And then as you exhale, tucking your toes, lifting hips, and coming back into a downward facing dog. Left leg going up nice and high, leg nice and straight for your inhale. Exhale, foot between your hands as you come up for your high pressing lunge. Hands up nice and high to the sky, core engaged, keeping your balance. Exhaling, opening your arms out to the side, back heel down, left arm forward, right arm back for your warrior two. Flipping your front palm, throwing it over your head as we reverse our warrior. Coming back into warrior two. Left arm onto left out knee, right hand grazing the mat as you throw it up and over our head, opening our hearts out to the right for an extended side angle. And if you did it on the other side, maybe lifting your left hand and hold your giant beach ball. And slowly coming back up into your warrior two, straightening your front leg, toes pointing now to the right side of the mat, hands behind your back, pulling shoulders back for an inhale, back nice and straight, and then as you exhale, hinging over as we come into our wide-legged forward fold. And then when you've come to the end, just relaxing and letting gravity do all the work. And shift back to the top of the mat, taking your left foot back to come into a high plank for an inhale, and exhaling as we slowly lower our chest all the way down. Inhale for our back bend of choice, or exhaling, hips up, back into your downward facing dog. Now once more with your right leg, kicking it up nice and high. And this time we're going to bend our knee and stack our right hip over our left for a split dog. Maybe you can see if you can look underneath your left shoulder to see your right foot. Before kicking your foot over to your right hand just outside of the mat. As you come into a lizard pose, you can either keep your knee straight or you can lower it down. As you lift our right hand, reaching for the sky, as we move on into a lizard twist. Bring our right hand down. We're going to heel toe our foot over to the center of the mat. And with that, we're going to twist our bodies, bringing our back heel down, toes pointing up, as we come into a side lunge, Skandasana. And from here, you want to aim to keeping your right heel grounded to the mat. If not possible, that's fine. And to help with a little bit of a balance, you can bring your hands down to the mat, or you can just keep them up at heart center. And twisting back, framing your front foot, taking back into a high plank as we just slowly go through our vinyasa flow. Remembering to match your movements with your breath. Now with your left foot kicking up nice and high, bending your knees, stacking your left hip over your right, and then exhaling, placing your left foot next to your left hand outside the mat, coming into whatever variation of lizard you need, before lifting your left hand up, reaching for the sky, as we come into our twist. We bring our left hand down, heel turning to the center, as we then twist our bodies over to the right, bringing our right toes up as we come into our side lunge. Remembering to breathe as we learn to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And then twisting back, taking back into our plank, and for the last time of the practice, slowly exhale to come down, inhale to back bend of choice, before exhaling back into your downward facing dog. You guys are doing absolutely great. Now from here you can just walk your hands to the back of the mat, coming into a nice forward fold, and just letting your whole body hang, maybe bending one knee at a time to help you sway from side to side. Maybe you can even grab your elbows, coming into a ragdoll. You just feel a nice little release going on in our lower backs. You can come to stillness, releasing your elbows. You can take an inhale and you lift our chest halfway. You can place your hands either on your shins or on your knees as you focus on bringing our chest up, keeping our back nice and straight. Then as you exhale, folding back forward and grabbing the back of the legs and see if you can pull your chest a little bit closer to your knees before releasing and relaxing. And then from here, you can just tuck your chin into your chest and slowly roll your body up one vertebra at a time. As you come into your Tadasana, mountain pose, palms facing forward, eyes closed, not because the sun's in my eyes. As you just take a moment to ground ourselves and catch our breath. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. We're going to go into our balancing poses. You're finding a spot in front of you just to help with your balance. You'll start with your right foot, grounding your left leg. You lift your right leg up, keeping your knee bent, so your knee is in line with the hips. And then with your left hand, you're going to grab onto your big toe and slowly extend your leg out, straightening as far as you can. And maybe even to help with your balance, extending your right hand out to the side. Holding for one more breath. Before bending and grounding your right leg as we move on to the other side. So left leg coming up nice and high, grabbing your left toes with your right hand, and kicking your foot out, getting your leg as straight as you can, and maybe reaching your left hand out to the side. You can gently release your foot, bring both feet down. You can maybe just shake your legs out a little bit. And then we can move on to immediately laying on your stomach. As we bring our forearms down to the mat, fingers pointing forward, elbows below shoulders. As we open our chest up, as we come into a sphinx, just take a moment, getting a nice little stretch going on in our backs. And then you can slowly come down. You're going to place your hands just outside of the mat, palms down. We're going to push our bodies up. And then we're going to twist, pulling our left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. And we're going to see if we can twist our head, looking over to our back feet. Before coming back straight, lowering back down, letting your chin just tap on the mat. Before coming back up and move on to the other side. And coming back down. We'll go through 2 more rounds. As you take a deep inhale to push up and twist. And then exhale to come down. Going through 1 last round. And with the last round, you just turn around. I'm going to lying on your backs. You're going to bring the bottoms of your feet together with your knees falling out to the side. For Supta Baddha Konasana, I really practice to say that. For a reclined bound pose. You can have the option of maybe placing one hand on your chest, another hand on your belly. As you just feel it rise and expand with every inhale and exhale. And then from here you have the option of either staying as is, or you can maybe just straighten your feet out, placing your hands to your sides, as we come into the final pose of the practice of Shavasana. Just letting every muscle and tendon relax. Releasing any tension you might still be holding on to. And we just let our minds clear out. And we just let our bodies breathe for us. And bringing focus back to your breath. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. Feeling the air suck in, filling your chest. And relaxing it, let it all out through the mouth. And you can start waking up your body, maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes. moving your ankles and your wrists. We gently introduce some movement back in our bodies. Raise your hands above your head, palms together as we do a nice full body stretch, just like we're waking up in the morning. And you can choose to either stay here, or you can turn to whichever side you want, left or right. As we just get comfortable. As we just really think about ourselves, congratulate ourselves. And then when you're ready, you can either stay lying down, or you can come meet me in a seated position, eyes still closed. And you just take a moment to reflect how we feel. We feel like we've been stuck, we need to get better. And regardless of any of these negative thoughts, you just let them all out. Just acknowledge that we're slowly working every single day to improve our lives. And with that, bring palms together to our center. And with one final exhale, we can bow to close our practice. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you found some benefits. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything else you would like me to do. And I hope to see you guys again next time on the yoga mat.